the Florida State Seminoles absolutely walloped Stanford a day ago to reach this moment here in front of an incredible crowd in Charlottesville. They are all hoping to get a piece of that trophy right there. Virginia Tech taking down Duke, Florida State over Stanford, and these two meet for the first time this year. No regular season meeting, no familiarity. It all comes down to just one game. Alongside a former three-time national champion, Jenny Dalton-Hill, I am Chucky Kemp. Very contrasting ideals here. Virginia Tech hasn't been in this game since 2012. They haven't won it in almost 2 decades. On the other side, Lonnie Alameda alone is looking for her 10th.
Lonnie Alameda loves to develop a team over a season, and right now they've become very dominant here at the end of the year. For Virginia Tech, they are swinging the bats well. 105 combined home runs for this team. When it comes to who is swinging it, well, yesterday we saw some big bats for them in the semifinal. It was all about the long ball for Virginia Tech. First inning, Michelle Chatfield's solo shot, her 14th of the year. Not to be outdone, Nora Abramovich, her lone hit of the day. Tech up by 2. In the 6th, another leadoff home run, this time by Rachel Castine. Top of the 7th, Kylie Aldridge, 2-run blast. Virginia Tech leads the ACC in home runs. 4 more on the day, 5-0 win to advance. For Florida State, it is all about Ashton Danley. She has emerged as the most pivotal player in the lineup. Started off in the first, knocking in a run off an RBI double. Second inning, hitting again, this time RBI single into the right center gap. Third at bat, another RBI double to right. A 3-for-3 day at the plate and 3 runs driven in. Then she also came in to close out the game in the circle and secured the 9-0 run rule win over Stanford.
Florida State led by Issa Torres, the 2026 ACC Player and Defensive Player of the Year. On the other side, Jordan Lynch looking to get her bat going. First time All-ACC. She's one of the best power hitters in the country. Virginia Tech and Florida State with a trophy up for grabs. First pitch is coming up next. Palmer Park all dressed up for first pitch between Virginia Tech and Florida State. But first, it's time for our Good Hands Player Spotlight presented by Allstate.
Emma Mazzarone, career best 14 strikeouts in their win over Virginia. Second most strikeouts in the ACC. Jazzy Francic, ACC Pitcher of the Year, most wins in the ACC, and second lowest ERA in the league.
That is today's pitching matchup. So Jazzy Francic sees this lineup led off by Addison Foster, who's a big reason why they're here right now. That triple and run score came in the opener against Pitt, a game that Pitt led for the majority of, but Foster gave them the spark late, and here they are. Takes strike 1 from Jazzy Francic. Addison Foster, a junior from Lockport, Illinois. She transferred in from Stetson, where she was a 2-year starter at shortstop, but she is a center fielder now, and a talented one at that for Pete DeMore and the Virginia Tech Hokies. Foster swings and sends this out of the stadium foul. As we look at the ACC Pitcher of the Year, Jazzy Francic, a sophomore from Rockledge, Florida. She was 5 2/3 in their quarterfinal win over Georgia Tech with just 1 run allowed. Swing and a miss. Francic starts off with a strikeout.
It is all about dancing and spin for Francic in the circle. She does such a good job of changing speeds and trusting that spin. Look at that tight 12-6 spin to get the rise ball over the swing of Addison Foster. When you face Francic in the circle, one of her best skills is her speed manipulation. Hardest pitches are dropped with velo, but she manipulates that speed in every pitch.
Jordan Lynch has had a little bit of a slow couple games here. 1 for 6, a double, a run, and a walk in the 2 games for the Hokies so far, but she can heat up in a hurry. 18 home runs and 53 RBIs. Goes opposite field into left and takes a hard round to first. Lynch wants 2, and she's got it.
You're looking at 2 really hungry teams trying to take every little advantage that they can. 18th double of the year for Jordan Lynch. She leads this team in average, goes Appa with it right down the line. Beecham playing so far off because they expected her to pull the ball. When you play in a shift like that, you've got to make sure as a pitcher you hit your spots.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch to the left fielder, Nora Abramovich. Hit one of their 4 home runs yesterday. 3 of them were solo shots. That double for Jordan Lynch was the loudest roar the Hokies have ever heard in Charlottesville. And a big reason why is because it's a 2-hour drive from Blacksburg to get here. And so their fans have shown up in numbers. And what an opportunity, not just to win your first ACC championship since 2008, but to do it on your most hated rival's field. Flied out to left, and there's 2 outs.
Well, and the reason that ball did not carry well is because it was hit off the very end of the bat. When there is a lot of speed changes coming out of the circle, getting on time as a hitter is very difficult. That is the secret power of Jazzy Francic, because as she manipulates the speed coming in, the spin is so tight, which gives her a lot of movement. But with the disruption of speed, the timing gets out in front.
Two away with a runner in scoring position for the junior Michelle Chatfield. Virginia native was their top returner, first team all-conference last year, hit .386 with 15 long balls. She's got 13 of them, 14 I should say, this season.
And she has definite pull side power, left side of the infield, ready to go as Beecham stays tight on the line, and they're ready for a hard hit ball.
And it feels like every player in this Virginia Tech lineup can hit for power. Almost the entire starting 9 has at least 40 RBIs.
There are 6 players on this team with double-digit home runs.
High chopper, Torres grabbed it! Spinning throw is just wide at first, and Virginia Tech is gonna score. We'll see how it is ruled. If it's an error, it's the first one all year on Isa Torres. But one piece of that is she had no business even reaching that ball.
This infield has played so hard all week, and because of that super high hop, Torres has to make an incredible grab to get it in, but with the spin and the throw a little bit offline, Virginia Tech on the board first, waiting on that ruling.
It was the 162nd chance of the season for Isa Torres. She was perfect before it. Francic hits the outside corner for strike one. 1-1 count here to Kylie Aldrich. They will rule that as a single. That goes outside ball 2. It's going to be a single, but it will be a throwing error on Isa Torres that allowed the run to score.
Sometimes when those hiccups happen defensively, you have to find a way to just get your heart rate back in rhythm, knowing that you've got another runner in scoring position.
Inside corner, strike 2, 2-2.
It's an uncharacteristic misplay by Isa Torres. The wide step to the left is what pulled that throw up the line. Her first error of the season.
Off the end of the bat, back to Francic, and that'll do it. Virginia Tech strikes first in the ACC championship. 1-0. Seminoles led by Torres coming up next. For this ACC championship, and a beautiful 73-degree day, partly cloudy skies, and we are just getting started. Florida State coming to the plate for the very first time, led by one of the country's best players, Isa Torres. And right behind her is the former National Freshman of the Year, Jason E. Beecham, who is getting hot at a very dangerous time. Ball 1 to Isa Torres, who has 3 hits in the last couple days and has scored 5 times for the Seminoles. Only 4 extra base hits for Florida State in their first 2 games here this week. Issa has one of them. It was a double. This is a very tough matchup against Emma Mazzarone, who has just been rolling, Jenny, but especially on night one against Virginia. Complete game, 1 run, 14 strikeout performance.
We've seen so much growth in her previous 2 seasons. Now a trusted starter for the Hokies. Her 24th appearance here today. 24th start here today. Throws gas over 70 miles an hour. Moves north and south well. Focused hard to develop her changeup and throws her best when not pushing her velocity.
Gets Issa Torres swinging. Just the 12th time she struck out all year, and the 3rd strikeout for Florida State in 3 games this week.
We have not seen the Seminoles go down with the strikeout very often, and that bat right there rarely strikes out. She is so good. We've been watching her all season long try to chase that single season batting average record. Now sitting at 3rd in the NCAA.
Jason Beecham at the plate, 2 for 3 in 2 games because she is so dangerous right now. Kind of getting pitched around a little bit. She's walked 3 times. She leads the ACC in walks with 52. Takes strike 1.
And hasn't been really trying to push for the long ball. She's in her last 13 games, just 1 home run.
Beecham lets that go outside. Mazzarone's liked that location. That was a little further than what we've seen, but she's liked to stay away from righties in these last couple games.
Beecham right now sitting on a 44-game reached base streak that extends all the way back to February 20th. So good at just getting on, setting the table for the hitters behind her.
Again, lets that stay outside, 3-1.
That's maybe one of the qualities of Jason Beecham that has changed from last year. After such a dominant freshman performance, last season put a ton of pressure on herself. This year, Coach Alameda says she is finding joy in the game again and has elevated her batting average by 100 points.
Jason Beecham walks yet again, number 53 on the season. You got a championship program, you got a championship coach in Lonnie Alameda. They got here by beating Georgia Tech 2-1, and then yesterday, Jenny, that was so impressive. What they did against Stanford, 9-0 in 5 innings after being swept by the Cardinal in the regular season.
And when we talked to Coach Lonnie Alameda, the head coach at Florida State, she talked about how they just needed to learn some lessons at that point in the year. Stanford came at a time when they were about midway through regular conference season play, and that sweep at Stanford was definitely a lesson that needed to be learned. She said the travel is always hard when you go coast to coast. The weather didn't really cooperate. They had to sit in weather delays as well. Since 2011, they have only lost 6 ACC series. So this is a dominant Florida State program that did not expect to go into Palo Alto and come away without a win.
Danley fouls off the 1-1, 2 of the first 3 in the order for Florida State. Left-handed hitters between Torres and Danley. This top 3 has been a nightmare for pitchers, especially lately, really all season, but you said it, it feels like everything is clicking right now for Florida State. Mazzarone looking for another strikeout.
I mean, Ashton Danley has been so good in the box this season. Her average against left-handed pitchers over 500. Against righties, sitting right around the 300 mark. So she has the advantage with the lefty-lefty matchup.
Just fights off the 2-2 pitch, down and in.
And the way that the top of this lineup has been able to execute has been so impressive here this weekend. It's the first 3 batters that have gotten on and scored a ton of runs. The rest of the team, 3 through 15, able to just put 2 RBI on the board in their 2 games.
Another foul ball by Danley, not making it easy on Mazzarone.
I think that's what makes Danley so difficult to pitch to, because she spoils those pitches that are borderline and then tries to get you to throw that mistake and capitalize on it to drive it to the gap.
Continues to fight off pitches. Still a 2-2 count. Mentioned this would be a shot at number 10 for Lonnie Alameda, number 20 for Florida State overall, and their 39th combined regular season and tournament championship. Danley goes down on strikes, but she is going to get to first base. And it's first and second. We talked to Lonnie Alameda before the game. She said this time of year, you do it any way you can do it.
But with first base occupied and less than 2 outs, Ashton Danley will actually be out. But with the ball getting away from Zoe Yeager back behind the dish, Beecham takes advantage of that ball and advances to put herself into scoring position. But it is a strikeout for Danley.
It basically works as a sacrifice bunt in that scenario, with Anna Hind, a true freshman catcher, at the dish. That one gets away too. Now Beecham is just 60 feet from home.
And wild pitches is something that Mazzarone has struggled with this season. That is her coming into today, 33 wild pitches. It's all about making sure that you keep that velocity right near the zone. Coach Pete Demore talked about how Mazzarone is actually at her best when she's only throwing about 70%. So as the emotions start to ramp up, there are times where Mazzarone can let it rip a little too much and have it get away from her.
She was amped up against Virginia too in that first inning, but quickly settled in and then became really dominant. But she kind of pitches with an edge.
No, and the emotion is part of what makes her good. It's all about making sure, though, that you stay controlled in that emotion rather than letting it get away from you.
Hind takes strike 1.
And you and I had a chance to talk to Emma Lemley, who now sits on the staff in that GA role, and she was a dominant pitcher for Virginia Tech last year. She said Mazzarone is actually one of those players that needs to have emotion in the circle to play well.
Beecham was ready. She was creeping down the third base line, thinking that was going to get away. Hind out in front. That's a big piece of the puzzle. With all the velocity, the off-speed for Mazzarone has been excellent the last couple days.
All about changing speeds, especially when you throw with that kind of velocity. That changeup pitch makes the velocity pitches look like they're coming in even faster.
Tries to get that outside corner, but just misses.
And in that situation, you do want to try to extend off the plate to get the strike call or the swing and miss. So really nice river pitch, but definitely not a strike.
She got her swinging that time. It popped out of the glove, but that's going to do it for the first inning. And Emma Mazzarone is right back to business, striking out the side.
Settling down, getting things back, controlled in the circle. Look at that amazing spin. Strikeout, up and away, 3 of them in that inning.
National titles. Lonnie's came back in 2018.
We saw that big number of wins by Lonnie Alameda at Florida State, but as a head coach, Lonnie Alameda has eclipsed the 1,000 win mark this season. Was a head coach at Stanford prior to getting on campus at Florida State, and all those wins together show just the kind of dominance she's been able to have as a head coach all across the country.
Got her first in 2011. They won 6 straight and 8 out of 9 from 2014 to 2023. This is fouled off onto a hill of fans down the right field line by the leadoff in the second, Rachel Castine. Castine, one of the home run hitters yesterday, was also a solo shot. The fans are looking for anywhere they can sit right now because it is absolutely packed. Standing room, sitting room only. And I'm still, Jenny, seeing down the street in the parking lot fans tailgating. But it looks like they're huddled around a TV watching.
I don't know about you, but it looks like there's 2 spots right behind home plate if they want to wiggle their way in. Those might be the only 2 seats left in the house.
Swing and a miss. Francic starts off the second the same way she started off the first. Well, Jenny, we got quite the crew today as far as the umpires go. Every base, every line is covered. Tatum Stolting behind the plate, Smokey Eds at third, Alex Leap at second, Scott Mayer, Robbie Guest, Don Brown, Craig Hyde, and Roger Potts is on the pitch clock today. So we have absolutely everything covered.
It's an elite crew that we have been just enjoying all week long, watching their calls, grateful for the service that they do for our game. And today, I think they've got everything covered.
Francic hits the inside corner for strike one. A ball and a strike to Zoe Yeager, the Virginia Tech catcher. Yeager all-conference third team a year ago. 9 home runs, 30 RBIs. Same home run count this year. The RBI count, though, is up. 51 for the season. In a 1-2 count. Bounced in, Hind blocks it up.
You talk about how Yeager is an RBI producer, but this year, Coach DeMoore says she's been crushing balls right at people. And so while she's been making really solid contact, she hasn't been able to find those gaps efficiently.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Francic.
Well, with the hiccup in the first inning, you can tell Francic has come out this inning a little bit more focused, down in the zone. I am so impressed by the spin that we're seeing out of the circle by both pitchers here today.
This is how Pete DeMoore and Virginia Tech got here, a pitcher's duel over their rival Virginia in game 1, and then yesterday, a 5-0 win. It's the first time Duke's been shut out all year to get to this spot. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Francic and friends. Florida State due up next. Spots out of hosting. Florida State 2 spots out of the top 8. This win could very well take one of those teams to that next tier for themselves.
You are looking to get just beyond that line for an opportunity to host. If you sit below the 8, you make sure you are able to potentially host Super Regionals as well. If you get into the 16, then all of a sudden you get to play at home for the first weekend.
5-6-7 for Florida State here in the second inning. Bella Ruggiero takes that pitch just inside for ball 2.
Well, Yeager was trying to buy that strike, but I think that was a really good call back behind the plate. She dragged it back into the strike zone. I think that was a river pitch. Good call.
That catches the outside corner for strike 1. Bella Ruggiero has driven in a couple runs. She's been hit by a pitch, but is 0 for 5 here at the ACC Championship this week and swings through that to even the count at 2-2.
And fans at home may wonder, why does someone swing at a pitch that is nowhere near the strike zone like that? Out of the hand, when you know that a pitcher likes to go up and away, when you see it start low, you think that it's going to break and hit you about belt high, but that one stayed low the whole time. Good hold on the same pitch. It's all about tunneling, and what tunneling means is, as a pitcher, you're trying to throw pitches that come out of your hand looking the same, but then their spin allows the pitches to break into different directions. So tunneling pitches is what you're trying to do in the circle to disrupt a batter and their swing plane.
Ruggiero walks to lead off the second.
Great discipline to draw that walk.
This is the first time in this position for Pete Demore in ACC championship games. You look at their resume, the strength of schedule is a little bit lower, but I think the expectation when they put together that schedule was that it was going to be pretty difficult. They had a lot of NCAA tournament teams from past years on that early season slate. The trouble is with the portal, it's hard to kind of plan right now.
No, and that's the part that makes it really difficult in preseason scheduling, because you're trying to get those quality opponents to help yourself in the RPI. But with the transfer portal, teams look a lot different come the next season.
Harp rips this to center. Foster turning, it's off the wall, and it sits right there on the warning track. Ruggiero coming around to score, and she will. We're tied at 1, and Harp is up to third.
They call Harp K-Slay. She got injured at the end of 2025, and with that knee injury has had a slow start this year to get those power numbers and also her average back up to where she was a season ago. Last year hit 400. This year, right under that 300 mark. A big hit to plate the run, even it up. Kennedy Harp turn it on at the end of the season.
Runner on third, nobody out now, and that one gets away from the catcher. Here comes Harp. She is safe. Florida State on 2 pitches takes the lead.
And it is so hard sometimes as a catcher to rein in the speed that comes out of the circle. But look at the way that Kennedy Harp responded in that one with a leadoff walk. Harp took advantage of a big deep hit and put herself on third base with some of those throwing miscues. Ball trickles away from Yeager, and Florida State on top.
Bounced in by Mazzarone, 2-0. This is the first time that we've really seen a team get to Mazzarone over these last couple days, especially early. She seems to have really gotten teams off balance right out of the gates.
I think more than anything, while Mazzarone needs to play with emotion and have a little bit higher heart rate in the circle to perform well, I think there's a delicate balance between having the heart rate elevated and then getting spun up. And it looks as though this inning she's got spun up a little bit. The leadoff walk, the big double to the center, and then right now we're seeing some action in the pen for Virginia Tech, knowing that if Mazzarone can't get it dialed in quickly, they're gonna have to go to another arm.
Avery Layton, a true freshman from Indiana, is warming up. In this situation, it's all hands on deck for both teams. You never know what you'll see in a championship setting, and you never know what you'll see in any setting come next weekend at regionals either.
Well, and Mazzarone has 9 complete games on the year, but you mentioned it, Chucky. I doubt that we see Mazzarone go the distance here today.
2-0 count here to Shelby McKenzie with nobody on, nobody out. Mazzarone misses outside again.
I think the difference between today and her outing against Virginia is the fact that these Florida State hitters are being very disciplined on that pitch away, where during that Virginia game, she got the swing and miss outside a lot.
Inside, ball 4. Don't miss NWSL action Sunday on ESPN as Kansas City Current takes on Chicago Stars FC at 12:30 Eastern. Watch it live on ESPN or stream it on the ESPN app.
Well, Stars got the win back on March 22nd at home in Chicago. I thought today Virginia Tech was going to have the advantage with how many fans they have in the stands.
Unbelievable turnout. And we see a lot of Florida State fans as well. It's hard because there's some similar coloring, but we've seen a lot of Seminoles fans in the building as well, but it's going to be hard to outnumber the folks from Blacksburg this close to home. Of course, we saw an awesome crowd the other night for the Commonwealth Clash. University of Virginia hosting this event here at Palmer Park. It's been an exceptional weekend. This facility is beautiful. Mazzarone bounces it in 2-1.
Completely impressed with the way that this tournament has been run by the folks here at Virginia. The field has been beautiful. The skies have let go of those clouds we saw earlier this week, and we've got a gem of a day.
I have also seen a couple of Virginia fans in attendance, and I think you know who they would be rooting for in this setting. So Florida State has a little backing from the local population in Charlottesville.
Don't put him in a corner like that.
3-1 to Griggs off the handle, and that's a big pop-up for Mazzarone and Virginia Tech.
That's the out that Mazzarone needed to jam up Haley Griggs. Got a nice little pop-up, settle things down, because the 3 batters previous, Mazzarone leaving the ball big, and her defense not showing up.
Trio of hits for McKenna Sturgis and a couple runs scored in the 2 games this week. She has been filling in really well for the injured Marin Heller, who suffered an injury at the end of their series against Georgia Tech just a couple weeks ago, right at the end of game 1. It is up and in. We just saw Florida State last weekend at Boston College. Marin at that time was not with the team, but she announced on her Instagram that she had underwent surgery and was hoping to be back with them soon. Well, she is here and watching, and certainly wishing she was on the field. Lonnie Alameda said, don't give her a chance. She would run right out there right now.
Just grateful to see her in the dugout, experiencing this atmosphere here, knowing that the postseason is where you always want to play, hoping that she is going to be able to heal enough to find her way back to the field before the season's over for the Seminoles.
1-2 to Sturgis. Swing and a miss. Out number 2 for Mazzarone.
I mean, it's leadoff walks. I don't know how many times we talk about how a leadoff walk is something that you have to be aware of and try to stay away. But Mazzarone's settling down so nicely after a really rough 3 batters to start off this inning.
Back to the top of the order with Issa Torres, who struck out swinging just for the 12th time all year to lead off the bottom of the 1st. She joined elite company at Florida State when she was named the ACC Player and Defensive Player of the Year. Only one other Seminole has ever done it, and I think most softball fans are sitting at home saying, Jessie Warren.
Amazing player over at third base, still playing professionally.
Issa ahead 3-0 this time around. Of the 5 outs recorded, 4 of them have been strikeouts for Mazzarone, which doubles for Florida State's total as a team in the previous 2 games. 4-pitch walk to Torres.
And while walks are never good, I think you have to be careful of how you pitch the top of the lineup for Florida State. Issa Torres, Jason Beecham, and Ashton Danley, the 3 of them are so hard to get out. But if you leave a ball big, they will make you pay with the long ball. So finding corners has to be the priority against these 3.
First pitch swinging for Jason Beecham, tracked down by Castine at second base. Florida State gets 2.
Big hit by Kennedy Harp, all the way to the wall, plated a run, and then the pass ball gets away from Zoe Yeager. Florida State sits on top.
2-1 Florida State over Georgia Tech, 2 innings down. as we get rolling in the All-State ACC Softball Championship. Earlier today in the Big Ten, it's Megan Grant, the history maker. Now the single-season home run queen in college softball, breaking a record that has stood since 1995. And my partner's teammate, Laura Espinosa, no longer at the top of that leaderboard.
I hit right in front of Laura Espinosa, and because of that, I got a lot of really good pitches, which helped me get to 28 home runs that year, which I thought was amazing. Those 3 hitters this season making those numbers look tiny.
Well, Jordan Woolery, Megan Grant's teammate, could very well get there as well. Kendall Wells is just 1 behind Espinosa for tying, and she's got a few more games to be played this year. This is popped up in foul territory for Haley Griggs, and there's 1 out right away for Jazzy Francic. The NBA Conference semis continue tonight on ABC. It's Game 3 as the Thunder take on the Lakers with a 2-0 series lead. Tip-off at 8:30 Eastern. Coverage begins with NBA tip-off at 8. Catch it on ABC, and as always, the game also available on the ESPN app. I just want to go back to the home run chase one more time. When you were watching it happen, did it sink in what you were witnessing with Laura?
I don't think back, I mean, I say back in the day, unfortunately, there just wasn't the availability of the stats, and Coach Candrea was not a big proponent of pushing individuality on our roster. And so because of that, you knew how many you hit, but you didn't necessarily figure out where you sat in the record books. And because of that, we just took it pitch to pitch, game to game. That was one of the years that we did not win the national championship at Arizona. So that's sometimes the bigger story when you talk to the Wildcats is, well, what happened in '95? Well, we lost. And so the individual awards don't get the attention. But now, that huge home run today, breaking a record that has been around for 31 years.
Well, the record you set about 3 decades ago still stands. I am still standing next to the RBI queen in the NCAA.
Yeah, that one was set in '96, so we're looking at some really old records, but very blessed to have been able to play around some of the best of our game.
Swing and a miss. Francic is dialed in right now. She has retired 6 in a row.
She got Addison Foster up in her last at bat. This one takes a little something off that one, out ahead of it. Foster knew it, goes down for the 2nd time with a strikeout today.
First pitch outside to Jordan Lynch. Doubled and scored in the 1st inning. Francic again outside for ball 2. Jordan Lynch, a sophomore from Rising Sun, Maryland, had a monster freshman year. And then she comes back this year as a sophomore, and she's making the freshman numbers look a little pedestrian.
They are. She leads the team in average, home runs, stolen bases. Her hot zone, when you look at her heat map, is away. And so being able to jam her up is kind of the only spot that you can go to get maybe a little bit more weak contact, but they are respecting her power and the outfield playing deep.
Lynch takes strike 1 on the 3-0. Mom Irene played softball at Troy. Her dad, Ed, played in the minor leagues with the Pirates, and her brother, Matt, pitches at Towson currently. So there was no option. You were going to be on a softball field at some point, and you were probably going to be pretty good. And Lynch walks.
I mean, you think about the way Jordan Lynch attacked her last at bat, that double to left. They had to make sure that they danced around the zone effectively. Couldn't get the swing and miss. Another walk for Virginia Tech, but that is just the first walk given up by Francic here today.
How about the top 5 matchup coming up next right here on ESPN? Texas, Alabama in the SEC Championship. My goodness, you do not want to miss that one. Day of championship softball, and then Selection Sunday tomorrow. All these fans Going to be tuned in to see where the Hokies are. Will they be home in Blacksburg? Will they be on the road? Florida State, I think most definitely will be playing in Tallahassee this time next week.
You're right, Chucky. I think Florida State has put together a resume and a win record and an RPI that gives them the chance to play at home next week. Who wins this ball game will determine who gets the chance to potentially host Supers if Florida State can come away in the top 8, or will the Hokies be able to jump into the top 16?
It's hard to imagine with Virginia Tech's just sheer quantity of wins, what they've done in the ACC, and then the possibility of knocking off Duke and Florida State on back-to-back days wouldn't be enough to get them into the top 16.
Head coach Pete DeMore talked about how it's the pre-conference schedule that can sometimes nip you in the bud at the end of a season.
Swing and a miss for strike 2 by Abramovich. They haven't hosted since 2022. They also hosted Supers that year. The year Emma Lemley was a freshman who graduated after last season. Swing and a miss. Francic, another strikeout. How about 5 of them for the ACC Pitcher of the Year? Great start for the Seminoles and their ace.
And so all of these teams that you're going to see coming through today are the automatic qualifying bids that will be able to then look tomorrow or on Sunday to see what spot they will get in terms of seeding. 32 automatic qualifiers going in today. Tomorrow, 32 at-large bids joining them.
What a moment for the new pitcher for Virginia Tech. Avery Layton, a true freshman from Rossville, Indiana, has not thrown in the ACC Championship this weekend, so this is her postseason debut in front of this crowd. It's Danley behind in the count, 0-2. And a tough one to debut against in Ashton Danley, who has just raked down the stretch of this season. Pair of doubles yesterday, 3 RBIs. Oh, 2 bounced in by Layton.
With Layton out in the circle, you're going to see a lot of velocity again. Maybe not over 70, but touching upper 60s. Relies on her rise, but goes down well with a drop. Will throw her changeup as well, and is transitioning from being a thrower into more of a pitcher. What that means is throwing pitches with purpose and not just throwing the spin that the coach calls in from the dugout. Being able to understand the why a pitch needs to be thrown and where it needs to end.
2-2, swing and a miss. Welcome to the ACC Championship, Avery Layton.
Well, you gotta love a pitcher that has control of that ball down in the zone. It'll keep the ball in the ballpark if she can continue to get that swing down near the knees. And if she can get that swing at the knees, you'll also see the swing and the miss down below.
First pitch swinging for Hyde, and it's stabbed at second. Castine takes it away.
First step, most important step, and Castine at second base had some miscues in the tournament, but this one, hard shot, nice little catch. That ball was a rocket off the barrel.
Layton trying to go 1-2-3 and pounds the strike zone with a first pitch strike to Bella Ruggiero. Walked and scored to lead off the second. Lets that pitch go outside. Two and one.
While the fans don't like that call is not getting made behind the plate, that is a pitch in the river that is just trying to yield a swing and miss. So showing great plate discipline, pushes the count 2-1.
That one is bounced in. Big time hitters count here for Ruggiero. Not a big power bat, but great contact hitter. Only 10 strikeouts on the season for Ruggiero. Out off the plate for strike 2.
Still looking for her first hit in the ACC Softball Championship. 0 for 2 in the opener, 0 for 3 yesterday. A walk in her first AB here today.
Ground ball right side, Castine backs up and makes the play. A 1-2-3 inning for the true freshman, Avery Layton, and maybe a little spark for this Virginia Tech offense. We'll talk to her head coach, Pete Demore, in just a couple minutes. The dog juice.
Well, anything to fire up a team, I'm pretty sure that that's truly is just juice, but at the same time, whatever it takes, pass it around and get the hits going.
First pitch swinging for Michelle Chatfield, leading it off for Virginia Tech here in the 4th inning. 2 hits for the Hokies. They both came in the first. A double by Jordan Lynch, and then an RBI single by Michelle Chatfield. Swing and a miss.
And that's what
Chatfield.
That's what head coach Pete Demore was talking about. The change of speed that Jazzy Francic is so good at manipulating out there in the circle. It's hard to pick a speed and it's hard to find a speed because the spin rate is so tight. It fools the eye thinking that it's coming with velocity.
Jazzy Francic just looks locked in the circle right now. 3 innings, 2 hits. The 1 run was not earned and has struck out 5. Off the end of the bat, that floats out in the left field for a leadoff single.
Off the bat, that never feels good because you caught it so far at the end of the barrel. But that kind of floater is the kind that exposes a defense because you don't have a chance to defend it. Easy little fly ball over the left fielder's, or over Beecham's head. I think the dog juice is working.
Can Kylie Aldrich deliver like she did yesterday? 1 for 6 in the last 2 games. A home run, a couple RBIs. It was her 10th home run of the season, showing bunt here, and it's a 1-1 count.
Important to make sure that you get that bunt down in that situation because you need to move the runner. When you sacrifice bunt, you are not the priority. You are truly giving yourself up to put the runner in scoring position.
Foul ball, strike 2.
Big home run yesterday. It was against Duke. A line drive that barely cleared the wall, but 4 of them hit in that game.
3 solo shots and a 2-run home run for Virginia Tech to bring their home run total to 105. Chance for 2. Torres steps on the bag. It's a double play.
Fancy footwork by the shortstop Torres. We saw her with her first error of the year in the first inning, but this one playing up the middle, knowing that there's a little bit more pull side power from Aldridge at the plate. Little 6 unassisted, throwing it over for the double.
She's just going to start a new streak of 160-plus chances without an error, and you can't put it past Issa Torres. She is that type of player. In the air to shallow left field, Danley coming in, and Francic keeps rolling. 1 unearned run so far for the ACC's best in the circle. We'll talk to her head coach, Lonnie Alameda, on the other side. It's the second largest crowd in ACC championship history. It is the largest crowd in the history of Palmer Park here in Charlottesville.
I wonder if we counted the fans still in the parking lot tailgating, watching this game on TV, if that would push it to the largest crowd. So impressed with the way that they've shown up here today to represent.
Well, and it was close, too. It was Duke, Florida State a few years ago that has the largest attendance, and it wasn't far off. So if we did count those fans that I'm seeing kind of running around out there, I think we got it.
The growth of the game is so cool, and the way that the ACC has continued to develop and improve. It's some of the best softball in the country.
1-0 pitch fouled back by Kennedy Harp, who doubled off the wall and then advanced to third on the same play back in the second inning. The true freshman Avery Layton back out for her second inning of work. Went 1-2-3 through the Seminoles order in the third. Another foul ball by Kennedy Harp. Suffered that season-ending injury in late April last year. She was still a second-team All-American. Hit .412, 27 extra base hits, drove in 49, and stole 15 bases. That was her first year as a full-time starter. Now in her junior season. This is a really impressive junior class. How about this from the freshman, though? Layton painting the corner. Strikeout number 2 for her. The Stanley Cup playoffs continue Sunday night on ESPN. Game 3 of Sabres-Canadiens is at 7 Eastern. That series is all tied up, followed by Game 4 between the Golden Knights and Ducks at 9:30. You can also stream both games on the ESPN app. Strike one to Shelby McKenzie here in the 7-hole for Lonnie Alameda. Outside ball one, full-time starter as a sophomore after making 15 starts in 38 games played last year. Had 23 hits at .371. Just under the .285 mark this year.
And this year, you're seeing her more in an everyday role for Florida State, and with that, the power has shown up. 7 home runs over the 2 that she hit just a year ago in those 62 at-bats.
Fouled back 2-2. Why do you feel like Florida State's been maybe flying under the radar a little bit this year? It's a great team. It's one of the best offenses in the country. The pitching's trending up, but it does feel like they've quietly gotten to this really great place where they're a win away from 50.
Well, you need to remember, they added 7 freshmen onto this roster this season. And in adding those 9 freshmen, Coach Alameda purposefully chose not to go into the transfer portal, recognizing that it was going to take a lot of work by her upperclassmen to be able to get these freshmen in line with how the standard of Florida State softball should be played. She said bringing in a transfer is a very different acclimation into a program, and she didn't want to miss out on the chance to really drive into these freshmen, what it means to be a Seminole, what it means to play softball for her. And with that development, this team maybe started off under the radar, but I don't think at this time of the year anyone expects Florida State to be a quiet contender at the end of the season, because this is a team that has postseason juice ready to go.
McKenzie continues to fight off pitches. Layton looking for strikeout number 3, had almost 1,100 in her career at Rossville and led them to their first ever state title a couple years ago in high school. Misses down low, 3-2.
With most of Shelby McKenzie's power going right back up the middle, the defense is going to play her straight. But up the middle, Annika Rose really trending towards second base to try to get the ground out up the middle.
Just outside ball 4.
Second walk of the day for Shelby McKenzie, obviously seeing the ball very well at the plate. And that's important to get your team on and give yourself a chance to disrupt the defense with the kind of speed that Florida State loves to run with.
Now to Haley Griggs, hitless this week in Charlottesville, 0 for 6. Takes strike 1.
Well, this is a difficult batter to defend with a runner at first base because most of Haley Griggs' power is to her pull side. And with that, the 5-6 hole can be exploited, which pulls Annika Rose over into the 5-6 hole, but then has to cover up at second base on any kind of steal attempt made by Shelby McKenzie.
Bottom of the 4th at the ACC Championship. Florida State up a run, looking for their 20th tournament title in program history, while Virginia Tech is chasing number 3. Two and 2. Those numbers, while obviously it displays the dominance of Florida State, think about how good Virginia Tech has been over the years to have only lifted that trophy twice. Popped up on the infield and caught at short by Rose. But it shows you how good this league has been, how good Florida State has been, and then the emergence of Clemson and Duke to also get in the way.
Yeah, the perennial power of Florida State, constantly challenged now by a host of other ACC teams that show up year in and year out trying to knock them off of the top.
Florida State lost in this game a year ago to Clemson at the beginning of the Tigers' magnificent postseason run that very nearly saw them reach Oklahoma City for the first time under John Rittman and in program history. They were basically 60 feet away in Austin, Texas from upsetting the Longhorns in supers. Off the glove of Layton, barehanded by the shortstop, but not in time to get Sturgis. And so Florida State sets the table for Issa Torres with 2 on.
That was about to be the best play here at the tournament because off of the deflection of Avery Layton, Annika Rose with the bare hand grab to try to get the out at first base. Annika Rose was not the starter, or not the slated starter her freshman year. It was actually Rachel Castine, who's playing second base here today. But Castine went down with an injury. Rose was inserted as the shortstop during that freshman season, and she has seen a lot of miscues at that spot, but has turned into one of the best shortstops in the ACC.
Two outs for Issa Torres against the true freshman Layton. Just misses the outside corner, ball 1. This is as dangerous a situation as Virginia Tech has been in with this hitter at the plate. That does catch the zone. One from Layton. Torres, slow grounder right side for Castine, and they strand a pair. That is gutsy stuff from the freshman Avery Layton, keeping Virginia Tech in it. Just a 1-run deficit. The ACC Championship trophy awaits.
I mean, Angela Tincher was so good. She actually no-hit Team USA as they were preparing for the 2008 Olympics. And let me give you a couple of the names that she handled on that roster. Crystal Bustos, Jessica Mendoza, Kelly Crushman, Caitlin Lowe, Laura Berg. I mean, those are some names. Stacy Newman, Denise, who was the prior, or who used to hold the career home run record, broken by Jocelyn Allo at Oklahoma.
No-hit that team and snapped a 185-game pre-Olympic win streak.
So I guess Angela Chincher was pretty good.
She was pretty good. Number is on the wall in Blacksburg. She was the driving force between their last ACC championship and their only 2 ACC championships. They went back-to-back in her junior and senior year in 2007 and 2008. This is fouled back, out of play. It's a 1-2 count to start off the inning. Jazzy Francic in her 5th of work so far. She saw the minimum in the last inning despite a single. They got a double play and then a fly out to end it. So it's 7, 8, 9 here in the 5th. 1-2 to Yeager. Too high.
One of the things that Yeager has gotten better at is drawing walks this season. More disciplined at the plate, staying off that pitch up in the zone. Shows the maturity of Yeager in her junior year.
Another foul ball.
I think it's this point in the lineup, or at this point in the game, where you need to recognize that there's not a ton of softball left to go. You've got to make sure that you pass the bat, get things going, but you can't put too much pressure on yourself to swing outside the zone. Finding that line between being ready to go, but not too amped up to get yourself swinging out of an at-bat.
Three-two pitch. Got her swinging. Great location from Francic, and that is number 6.
Second time today, Zoe Yeager goes down with the swing and miss. First time through, it was down in the zone. Second time through, Francic dances it down and in. That ball is impossible to catch up to as a power hitter. And if you do, it's just a foul ball. Great spot by Francic.
6 strikeouts through 4 1/3. Her season high this year is 8. She threw 2 no-hitters in an 8-day span at the end of the regular season. That was her 3rd and 4th of her career. Did it against Georgia Tech and against Boston College. Gabby Mazzell trying to get something going here from the 8-hole. As a whole, this Florida State pitching staff shut Boston College out in the regular season finale. This is popped up on the right side for Sturgis, 2 outs.
And sometimes it can be hard to end the regular season against an opponent that doesn't challenge you, because you need to tune up for what you're going to face at the ACC tournament. But right now, Jazzy Francic, she's very balanced right now. Outs in the air and the ground, and also the strikeout. We did not anticipate seeing her go the distance today. She will be relieved in the circle here in the top of the 5th.
They go to the lefty, Ashton Danley, to try to record the final out here in the 5th with nobody on. Florida State up a run. Staff working with Lonnie Alameda. Some might not have been happy coming out of the game right there. Jazzy Francic happily handed off to the lefty, Ashton Danley, out of the bullpen, who has been excellent on both sides of the ball this weekend. An ERA just north of 2 with a 12-1 record.
This is a pitching staff that is always ready to pass the ball to the next pitcher. There is no need to have egos on this pitching staff. Everyone has a role. Everyone is ready to go. And when you watch the way that Lonnie Alameda uses her pitching staff, everyone's ready to be a starter, reliever, and a closer. With Ashton Danley in the circle, you're going to see mid to upper 60s, keeping things simple with her this season, focusing most of her pitches down in the zone with her drop.
1-1 count after strike one to Annika Rose, the shortstop in the 9 spot for Virginia Tech, has an RBI double in this ACC championship. It's her only hit in the 3 games this weekend in Charlottesville. Tries to bunt that and falls behind 1-2.
Ashton Danley in the circle has been asked to do a lot this season. She has shown up in every game in the circle here at the ACC Softball Championship. They have asked her to play defense, pitch in the circle, and has shown up at the plate as well because of the heavy load she's lifted this spring.
In the air to center, Harp takes care of it. Danley makes quick work for the final out in the top of the 5th. Seminoles trying to extend that 1-run lead when we come back. Juice from the offense. And this is just postseason softball. We're feeling loose, we're all smiles, we're having fun, we're playing for a trophy. Florida State chasing number 20, fired up after that Kennedy Harp double earlier in this game. This is how we got here. The freshman Avery Layton's out of the bullpen for the Hokies, back out for her 3rd inning of work. She has been excellent. Jazzy Francic, the ACC Pitcher of the Year, did what we have come to expect her to do, especially down the stretch in this season. And Jenny, there are just 2.5 innings remaining right here. Florida State in a good spot in their order to try and extend this lead, but trying to get to the freshman Avery Layton has been a problem so far. Beecham has walked in kind of a soft line out to the second baseman. It is in foul territory and it's going to drop. Yeager didn't make much of a move for it. She was kind of waiting for Chatfield to come in.
I think in that situation, as a catcher, you need to go hard for that ball as well, not knowing if it's going to have a ton of spin to bring it back closer to you. I think Yeager had the better chance at that ball.
Off the end of the bat, this is over to the first baseman. Chatfield, 1 out. So in the end, it doesn't matter. They retire Beecham. And now they get to the Florida State new pitcher, Ashton Danley. Strike one from Layton. She popped the mid on that one at 70 miles an hour.
A lot of velo coming out of the circle. Danley, knowing that this year was going to be a very heavy lift, needing to do a lot of things for Florida State, she asked her head coach, Lonnie Alameda, to challenge her in the fall. And in that challenge, Lonnie Alameda made sure that she gave her a very heavy lift to understand what the season was going to look like, with the ask of her playing defense, throwing in the circle, and then needing to be a very important bat at the plate for Florida State.
Chopper up the middle, picked up by Rose on the run, 2 outs. El Clasico is Sunday on ESPN. Barcelona faces off with Real Madrid at 3 Eastern. Watch it on ESPN, ESPN Plus, ESPN Deportes, or stream it on the ESPN app. Some of the biggest names in the sport. A couple of them out injured, but El Clasico always delivers. Anna Hind trying to keep this 5th inning going. 2 outs, nobody on for the freshman catcher, who's 0 for 2 today. Fouls this off and out of play, 1-1 count. Won a state championship playing for her dad, Kevin, at Charlotte Christian High School. He was also a baseball player in college at Clemson. We saw mom and dad last weekend at Boston College, traveling to watch Anna in such a unique spot for a freshman, catching on a pitching staff led by Lonnie Alameda. I'm sure the information she's received in the last year has changed her view of the sport. For the better, of course.
Well, and we know that the ask of Lonnie Alameda is very heavy on her catchers because there's always going to be a lot of pitchers on staff, and they don't typically throw complete games. And so with that, it's a heavy lift for Anna Hind this year in her freshman season. Probably felt like she was being fed through a fire hose early on in the year.
3-2 hits this into the right center field gap, and it's going to roll up to the wall. Hind rounds first and has a 2-out double for the Seminoles.
Anna Hind, really good job of just staying on time with her swing through the zone. Ball left right at the belt, down the middle, and Anna Hind puts a huge crush on it. 6th double of the year for Hind, going in with the stand-up. Almost got away from Castine at covering at second base.
And a run for Hind with Maddie Fry, one of 2 seniors on the roster for Florida State. Ruggiero swings, chops to Castine, who handles it nicely. Another scoreless frame for the freshman Avery Layton. That is now 3 scoreless out of the bullpen. Can the Hokie Bats figure it out? Softball championship, 72 degrees, some clouds scattered throughout the skies, and a packed house at Palmer Park. How about the Florida State pitching staff in this ACC tournament, Jenny?
Very limited runs. It's the strikeout number that kind of catches me off guard because you don't expect Florida State pitchers to throw a ton of strikeouts. You know that Jazzy Francic is the ACC Pitcher of the Year. She started this game, did rack up 4 strikeouts in the appearance. The free passes are the part that they needed to figure out. During the season, Jazzy Francic's walk rate very high, but now at the end of the year, she's figuring out how to just keep her emotions in check and throw to the strike zone. That this year I feel has been very much adjusted. It's a little bit smaller than in years past, and because of that, pitchers have to leave the ball in much more hittable zones to get the calls behind the plate.
2-0 strike 1 to the new catcher behind the plate, Maddie Fry, the senior, seeing some action here. Lonnie Alameda said she's just always giving energy wherever she is, whether it's in the dugout or working with pitchers in the bullpen, which she has been so crucial for this year. That got around Bueno, and she can't retreat fast enough. And here is the spark plug, Addison Foster. She was the tying run on her own the other night against Pitt on a triple, and then scored on an error.
Well, and in their game against Virginia in game 1 here in the tournament, she was the only multi-hit hitter. Speed down the line, 10 stolen bases on the year, an average over 400, and Virginia Tech making a push here late in the game.
First pitch outside to Jordan Lynch. That was just the 4th hit in the game for Virginia Tech. They've actually out-hit the Noles 4-3. Jordan Lynch has one of those hits. It was a double. She has also walked. Two and 0 to Lynch. Jenny, still one more inning, but it feels like if the moment's coming, this could be it for the Hokies. The perfect part of their order with a runner on. Lynch takes strike 1.
And Lynch has put up some really big numbers this year. She leads the team in batting average, home runs, stolen bases. She's got speed, she's got power, she hits for average. And with a runner on, she's looking for a chance to poke this ball in the gap.
Swings over the top of that pitch for strike 2.
You've got to make sure that you can attack that ball down in the zone. But right now, all of these Hokie hitters have their back leg near the catcher. Nobody moving up in the zone, up in the box to try to catch the ball before that break on the drop. Sometimes adjustments in the box that take you closer to the plate and farther away are difficult to make because you train to a strike zone that is a little the same distance away from your body, but moving closer to the pitcher and or towards the catcher doesn't necessarily adjust the zone. Being back in the box gives the ball a chance to break more.
Off-speed pitch for strike 3. Foster will take second, and there's one out, but Isa Torres got the worst of that slide, it looked like, so she's a little hobbled as she gets up.
Well, and it's the throw that from Maddie Fry that trickled to the second baseman's side of the bag. Because of that, Isa Torres has to go over the bag to get there. Cleats collide, obstruction called, so Foster is safe regardless of whether the tag was able to be made. I love the look by Foster, knowing what's happening at the plate. That look is imperative as you steal a base to know what happens at the plate. If the ball goes up, you've got to make sure you can retreat. Luckily, Isa Torres is able to shake that one off. Not a dirty play, just a matter of circumstance. Both Foster and Torres recognizing each other, saying they're sorry.
Runner in scoring position represents the tying run for Virginia Tech with their 3-spot, Nora Abramovich at the dish. Swings right side, nice play on the move by Sturgis, and there's 2 outs.
And sometimes when you make a defensive change on the corners of the infield, it's hard to know how much ground you can cover between the two of you, but the communication between Sturgis and Bueno, very good on that one. In the first batter of the inning, Foster was able to exploit that 3-4 hole with the 2 defenders there. But a nice out puts Florida State 1 out away from getting out of this inning.
Michelle Chatfield, a pair of hits in this game, but this is the first time that she has seen Ashton Danley. The off-speed low for ball 2. Four hits in the 3 games this weekend for Chatfield. One of them a home run. Popped up and into the stands.
Big home run by Chatfield. She has been dominant at the plate. We talk about the offense for this Virginia Tech squad. 105 combined home runs this year, coming off of a year where they hit 112. I mean, hitting over the century mark. They've got big bomb Fridays where they go outside and just try to hit home runs. According to head coach Pete Demore, he said they work on things inside during the fall and then take it outside to see if they can execute. The goal is to hit 100 home runs in an hour. Yesterday, they got 4 in 1 game.
3-1. Bounced in by Danley. That's a nice job by the new catcher, Fry, to keep that in front and keep it a 1-run lead. The pressure grows with now 2 on and 2 outs in the 6th. Lonnie Alameda out of the dugout to talk to Ashton Danley.
And this is just a conversation with the infield to talk about what's going on. In a 1st and 3rd and 2 outs, you never want to give up the runner going from 1st to 2nd, but you also want to make sure that you're ready to attack the runner at 3rd, and we're going to actually see Danley relieved.
And Frantic is going to re-enter here to face Kylie Aldridge, who is 0 for 2 against her. So while Jazzy gets ready, we'll take a break. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 6th in a 1-run game.
It was just to give these Virginia Tech hitters a different look. Well, now in a tight situation, they bring Frantic back into the circle to use that disruption of timing, using her change of speed coming from the circle to try to get out of this one.
Aldridge lifts it to right field, and it is just foul. On the first pitch after re-entering, Frantic almost gets taken yard.
And that's why speed and timing is so important at the plate. If Aldridge had been able to just make contact with that a little bit later, that ball would have stayed fair. But with the way that Jazzy Frantic loves to manipulate her speeds, that ball trickles foul.
Misses outside, ball 1.
Hitting is all about timing, and that's what makes Jazzy Frantic so hard to hit against. She loves to throw all of her pitches at different speeds, which makes it hard as a hitter to dig in.
2-1. Kylie Aldridge has 3 of her 10 home runs in the last 8 games for Virginia Tech. This is what they've done on the season, second best mark in the ACC with runners in scoring position. And it's a 3-1 count now to Aldridge. ACC championship on the line, 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4, bases loaded.
No panic, no worries in the circle. The infield coming in to lend their support to Jazzy Frantic. But right now, the Hokies are looking for a poke to get them back in this ball game. Down by a run, 2 outs on the board. Everybody's ready to run.
Rachel Castine did it yesterday. She entered this week on a 4-game home run streak. Didn't homer in their opener against Virginia, but she's hit a home run in 5 of the last 6 and takes the first pitch inside. She might be the scariest hitter in this Virginia Tech lineup right now. There is strike 1 from Frantic. They hit nearly 360 with bases loaded this year. Castine to Torres, who catches it and ends the inning. Jazzy Frantic, high leverage with the bases loaded, gets out of it. Florida State leading Virginia Tech in just the second meeting between these two programs in this event in the last 13 years. The other was the 2023 semifinals, in which Florida State won. Harp swinging first pitch, and there is 1 out. Let's talk about the job that the freshman Avery Layton has done in 3 1/3 of work.
She's come in and really settled things down for Virginia Tech in the circle. Mazzarone, who was masterful in her last time in the circle yesterday, today had some issues with control and some wild pitches. Because of that, Avery Layton, the freshman, comes in to take care of this one right here. But Virginia Tech down a run.
Strike 1 to Shelby McKenzie, who has a pair of walks. Excuse me, it's Angeli Bueno at the plate, who came in at first base a couple innings ago. This is a Very routine substitution for Florida State. We always see Bueno come in defensively. She grounds out for out number 2. The SEC championship game is coming up next year on ESPN. So it's the SEC Player of the Year, Katie Stewart, against the SEC Pitcher of the Year, the junior Jocelyn Brisky. Mike White against Patrick Murphy. That is a big-time matchup.
I love watching the videos online of when players are told about their season accolades. Katie Stewart, pretty cool reaction that they posted about her receiving the news in front of her team yesterday.
Could be Brisky versus Tegan Cavan for Texas. We shall see. This is out in the center field. Long run for Foster, who makes the catch. One last chance for Virginia Tech in their rivals' building in front of a packed house. Florida State looking for number 20. 10 for Joanne Graff, 10 for Lonnie Alameda if they can close the door right here. They are 44-0 when they lead after 6 innings. 7-8-9 for Virginia Tech. First pitch strike for Jazzy Francic. The Hokie catcher Zoe Yeager leads it off against the ACC Pitcher of the Year. Ground ball left side, Beecham charging, 1 out.
This has just been a very efficient ball game. Pitchers throwing right to the zone, nipping corners, batters aggressive early in the count, but now just 2 outs away from the end of this ball game. Potentially, unless they're able to put some runs on the board.
First pitch outside, ball 1 to Gabby Mazzell. True freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina. 1 for 7 in the 3 games here this week. Two 2-0. Virginia Tech has won 8 in a row. There is strike 1. They are knocking on the door of the top 16. Florida State trying to creep up into the top 8 in the RPI. 2-1. Off the end of the bat for strike 2.
Mazzell knows that there's a ton of speed manipulation coming out of the circle, so it's all about making sure that she is balanced in her legs as she takes this next pitch. Anytime Francic can get you out on your front side, she gains the advantage.
Low from Francic, and it's a full count. Francic called time and stepped off. A little confusion there between Francic and the hitter Mazzell, it seemed like. All set for the 3-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat, Beecham makes the play. 2 outs. Florida State can nearly taste number 20. Annika Rose, the last chance for Virginia Tech. First pitch too high, ball 1. Lonnie Alameda took over the Florida State program nearly 2 decades ago. She said shortly after, Joanne Graff and her went and got a meal, and Coach Graff said, look, this is yours now. It means a lot to me, but you make this program your own. Lonnie Alameda said she was as good as you can be as far as when I needed her, she was there. If I called, she'd be there, but she stepped back far enough to allow it to become my program. 2-1 count.
And anytime you're in Tallahassee, you attend a game, you see Joanne Graff sitting right behind home plate, supporting her Seminoles. You know she's watching at home, supporting her head coach, Lonnie Alameda, as she chases number 20.
There's no bigger fan of the program than their legendary first head coach, Joanne Graff. 3-1 count. Rose trying to keep it going and turn it over to the top of this Virginia Tech order. Nervous moments for Hokie fans. Strike 2. Jazzy Frantic started this game and now has a chance to finish it for Florida State. Ground ball, Torres. She got her! Florida State wins number 20!
Florida State is a team that loves to start the year in development and put it all together at the end of the season. Lonnie Alameda, a coach that never panics, that trusts her players, brought in 9 freshmen this year. It's been a year of development, and they've been able to put it all together here at the end of the season as they head into the postseason. Congratulations on conference tournament title number 20.
Virginia Tech came oh so close, but it's the Seminoles and a familiar sight for ACC softball fans with the trophy in hand. Let's take a look at today's Good Hands plays brought to you by Allstate.
It goes to the sophomore in the circle, Jazzy Frantic. At the beginning of the year, we saw her battle a lot of free passes, struggling to really control the strike zone. Here at the end of the year, we are seeing a confident sophomore finding a way to trust her defense, back her up, and win the title yet again for Florida State.
Not just the 20th ACC tournament championship for Florida State, but their 39th combined ACC tournament and regular season title. That's the most conference